Unacceptable!
The down weeks continue, this time scoring 2,335, moving down just over 400 spots, and now sitting outside the top 4,000. It's not like previous seasons where injuries and suspensions ruined what could have been a really good week. This time around it's just a bunch of underperformers, particularly the pods, which has been really disappointing and has really hurt the team. Although this week there was Rory Sloane's injury, but for the most part it's just been players underperforming. But what can you do? Let's just move on to the team. Tom Stewart led the way in defence, went at 100% efficiency too, which is awesome stuff. Williams and Whitfield, they were okay. Jake Lloyd, his third straight score in the 80s, which is a bit worrying. Efficiency hurt Jack Crisp again, and Shannon Hearn, just really disappointing. In the midfield, Nat Fyfe was unreal against the Saints. Same with Josh Dunkley as my captain as well, which makes things a whole lot better. Set the tone early with, I think, a 16 disposal and 1 goal first quarter. Unreal stuff. Ended with 39 touches and a goal. So that's great to see as my captain. The up and down scoring for Paddy Cripps continues. This time, after coming off a 78, gets a 134 against the Tigers. Lachie Neale got tagged by Took Miller, so that was disappointing. Matt Crouch, what a surprise this is. Coming off 35 touches, 2 goals, 118 against the Saints, he backs it up and gets his best score of the season against West Coast, 161. Top scored for the team. Who would have thought that he'd be the guy doing that? Unbelievable stuff from Matt Crouch. Mitch Duncan played his 200th. Big first half from him, a little bit quiet in the second half, but you take that score. Josh Kennedy, a couple of disappointing weeks. Definitely want more from him, especially as a pod in the side. And Rory Sloane had a huge second quarter. It was up to 71 at half time, leading from the front along with Matt Crouch, and then of course Crouch takes him out of the game. He suffered an eye injury, had to sit out the rest of the game, and now that score looks a lot worse than it should have been. I was thinking he was on his way to a big score, it's about time, but it wasn't to be. Very, very unfortunate. The Rucks, Gawn and Grundy, they took on each other, so I'm not too fussed about their scores. And in the forward line, Rowan Marshall, it looked like he was going to be ruled out for the game after it looked like he hyperextended his knee in the first quarter, but he came back on, made his way up to an 81, so that's a great effort from him. Paddy Dangerfield led the way for Geelong. Travis Boak just tagged out of the game, kicked 4 behinds as well, so that doesn't help. So really disappointing. Walters played way too much time forward, particularly in the second half, so that's disappointing as well. Heaney's been in great form, and Tim Kelly, it's okay. Vice captain and captain this week will probably go back to the reliable two in Gawn and Grundy. Gawn on the Friday night against Sydney, and then if that doesn't work out, we'll go with Grundy. Usually there's not much else to talk about at this point in the season in these videos, except for league matchups, but I've got Rory Sloane. He could be ruled out against the Pies because of the eye injury, so I've got to look at options in the event that he does get ruled out, and that would be my final trade used. Obviously, back in round 15, Adam Treloar was cheaper than him at 502k, I think. So in hindsight, obviously, it hurts not bringing him in and bringing in Sloane instead, but Sloane was the guy on my radar at the time. If you're in a similar position to me and you've got the cash, then definitely go for the top guys here. Oliver I might be wary of though, because this week he's up against Sydney and they'll probably put George Hewitt on him, so that's just something to note with him. If Matt De Boer comes back, we could see a tag on maybe Bontempelli, maybe even McRae, but he rarely gets tagged anyway. Jared Lyons and Dion Prestia have been in some unreal form lately, and huge pods as well. Don't mind Zorko as a pod option either. Really surprised he played too. Did his hammy against the Dogs. 6-day break, going up against Gold Coast. You think they rest him, but he played, he starred, and props to Brisbane's medical staff for getting him right to play. So the position I'm in, I've got 508k, so there won't be too many big options that I could choose from. Ed Kerno, been in really good form, definitely an option, but not too sure. They do have Geelong in the last round, so we'll take a look at other options. Bringing back Dusty, could do that. I don't think I will, but that's an option. Luke Shuey, he's dropped off a bit in terms of scoring the past 5 weeks, but you never know. Could come in with a couple of big games, especially because West Coast are fighting for that top spot. I really like Tim Taranto as well. I've got Gold Coast in the last round too. Efficiency hurt him against the Hawks. Got 110 Dream Team, but poor efficiency and a lot of clangers really hurt. So we know he can get a lot of the ball. It's just a matter of using it well. So I got confidence in him if I end up trading him in. That's probably it. There aren't too many options around the mark. If I had a little bit more cash, I probably would go with Zach Merritt, but 6k short, so obviously I can't. But I feel like Taranto will be the guy that I bring in. But of course we'll see what happens come Thursday night. Hopefully Rory Sloane will be right to play and I don't have to use the final trade. And as per usual, we'll quickly go through leagues. In my own league, had the week off, and now I'll be taking on Jabin in the prelim, who just beat Nick. He made the big decision to trade Rory Sloane before he played to Seb Ross. He won by just 28. If he kept Sloane, he wouldn't be in the prelim. So props to Jabin for taking that risk, and he paid off. So now we have the big four in the prelim. Myself, Jabin, Owen, Nathan. We'll be talking about this a lot in the group chat. And I'm really interested to see how this all turns out. Bragging rights up for grabs here, so it's going to be very interesting. And in Shorty's league, unfortunately, the team has gone out in straight sets. The pods just didn't fire. Really disappointing. Had a lot of luck throughout the regular season in this league. The luck began to run out late in the regular season, and then in the finals, the team was a sinking ship, really. So it's disappointing, but in the end, I didn't deserve to be in the prelim. The team just underperformed way too much. So that'll do it for the video. Really need to see these pods step up, like Kennedy, Hearn, because we've had too many weeks where they've just underperformed. Got 2 weeks left. Hopefully we can see things turn around. Good luck to those of you who are still in SuperCoach finals, and I'll see you guys in the next video.